Welcome to Interview with a Lockpicker, brought to you by Broke Picks. Prepare for a deep dive into the world of locks.
We're back here with Coxie Picks, and I wanted to hurry up and get video and recording because I think it's about to get real.
The safe word meatloaf, right?
Right. So,
right. A long time ago, when I started collecting handcuffs, everyone said to me, "You haven't got a handcuff collection unless you got a pink set." Right. So we'll have to get that over and done with. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have a pink set, and my pink set is a rare set. This is a set of TCH 850s. Right. You can't get them in pink. You have to make them. So I made them.
You made them? Did you use like a 3D printer or?
Yeah, so I CAD'd the file out and then made it.
That's
There's a
awesome.
couple of people making some bright green ones and some yellow ones, and I made a glow in the dark set for Danny on the 840s. But pink ones, everyone should have a pink set. So I got a set of pink Peerless 750C. Right, that's they are well used. Right, and this particular set helped me get one of my records.
Really?
Why not? Might as well break a record with a pink set of handcuffs.
Yeah. How many records do you have?
So I've got 2 Guinness and hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4 online and 1 international.
Wow.
So yeah. Oh, and I've got some speed runs from playing computer games as well, but they're different.
Yeah.
And there you go. Pink ASPs.
Wow.
They're bright. I like these because they stand out like a dog's dick on camera.
Yeah. Yeah, those are, you ain't getting away with anything with those. You can see those a mile away.
They're very popular, so I'm told, with domestic abuse calls. So officers would arrive and then put whoever the trouble instigator was and the domestic situation in a pair of pink handcuffs, so they don't feel quite so aggressive anymore.
We gotta.
There we are. It's one fun thing for it, and obviously there's the alternative use as well.
Yeah.
Escapology.
True. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, we got a sheriff in Arizona that dyes all the jumpers and your underwear when you're in jail pink. So you know, just to beat you down that next level and make you
Yeah, but it brings out the color in my eyes. I like that color.
right. You know, random facts that are just filled in my head. I mean, a plethora of useless knowledge. But pink, back in the late 1800s and stuff like that, was actually a man's color, believe it or not.
Yeah. It was called salmon.
Yeah.
And it was because it was the innards of the salmon, right, was pink. So obviously rich people had it, and then they wanted to wear it. Same as pineapples used to be rented. Can you imagine renting a pineapple?
Right?
I'm just going to nip to Aldi. I'm going to go and pay a £5 and have a pineapple on loan for a week. You know what I mean?
Mine's pretty big. I had to pay an extra $1 because it was the biggest one on the tree, you know?
In some circles, you turn it upside down.
So do you just focus more
I
on
don't turn the pineapple upside down.
do you focus more on like just escaping and stuff like that, or do you do any like shows?
So I don't perform on stage, right? My stage is YouTube, right, and a little bit of TikTok as well, right? TikTok's a different beast. That's just weird.
Yeah.
It's like if you haven't got someone's attention in 3 seconds, then you're scuppered. So it's you
Yeah.
got to do something that's shocking, and then it's back to me being boring.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult. But yeah, no, I quite like performing on YouTube. Right, it's one of the silly things. I do keep meaning to do lives. mainly because people say, "Oh, you've scripted it, you've done this." No, I can't be arsed with video editing, so I literally put the camera up, stick a set of cuffs on, get them off, drop to fish, right? Send it. Let's go. If
Yeah.
it wasn't for the fact that YouTube had the add sound stuff, right, most of my videos wouldn't have music in the background either. I do occasionally sit and edit a video when I think it's important, right? But 9 times out of 10, it's one shot, done, let's go.
I'm the same way. Same way. Whatever happens, happens.
Exactly.
Because I think when I first found, and this is funny, I'm not wasn't very computer literate, and so I got on Facebook. I had been picking for many, many years before that even came out and was a thing, and I didn't know that the lock sport community was so big. The first one I found on Facebook was UK lock pickers. So I come and hung out with you guys all the time. I didn't even realize there were people in my own country that were doing this as fun and stuff. I did it that for like a year.
Brits are just fucking nutbags.
Yeah. Yeah. And I fit right in. We're just scatterbrained off the wall crazy. But yeah, it's a
I mean,
great community.
the escapology side of things, right? Right. So you know how handcuffs is the dirty little secret of lock sport. Whew. Right. Escapology is the dirty little secret of the magic circle. So yeah, I fit right in.
Yeah.
Everyone's secret. I tried and failed for the magic circle. Right. Never mind. But I am in the Plymouth Magic Circle. All right, which is my hometown. Which probably shouldn't go on video, but hey ho. Everyone knows where I am, thanks to Guinness, because they doxed me because they said I'm in Plymouth. So, oh well.
Yes.
So yeah, brilliant. Anyone that wants to find me can find me on Guinness, so it's not a problem. On the website.
Unreal.
So yeah, if anyone's interested and you want to get a Guinness World Record, be prepared for your hometown to be made public. Nice.
Yeah. I was quite interested for many years, and when I obviously it kind of leaks through into my videos and stuff, but I was diagnosed recently as an adult to being on the spectrum, which I think quite a lot of people that are collectors into niche things, I think that's where they kind of gather. But
so what you're saying is we just haven't been diagnosed yet.
yeah. Yeah.
Undiagnosed, but there's something wrong.
And when I get into something, I'm 100%. That's what I live, breathe, and do all day, every day. And I tell people about it, whether they want to hear about it or not. And, but I was into magic for a long time because I like the mechanics of it, but I really liked street magic and card magic, but I got little tiny baby hands.
Oh, they're so delicate.
Yeah. I can't to palm a card or something, man. I gotta have maybe like a cut down set because a card filled.
Yeah, it's palmed.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, I always wanted to ask you, and I've never gotten a chance about that. Whether your cuffs and stuff had to do with the magic side of it and stuff, and
no, the magic's after. So I've got a small collection of tricks in my back pocket that I can pull out at a moment's notice. But it ain't going to win awards, and I'm definitely not winning Britain's Got Talent with it. But it's enough to make people go, "What? How'd you do that?" And that's fine, because that's me in a nutshell. It's like, "What? How'd you do that?" So yeah.
yeah, I liked it too because, believe it or not, I don't know that I'm a shy person, but I'm the one quiet against the wall, just watching everybody. It took me a long time to get on YouTube and to be comfortable speaking and be on video and stuff. And
Yeah, I mean, if you look at my earlier videos, I wasn't speaking at all. So I was using well, what would now be known as AI. It wasn't. It was text to voice, right? But it's the same thing. And that was my signature, I suppose, online. Smash a lock, put AI to text over the top, jobs a fish, right? And then I think the real when Guinness fucking doxed me, so I had no worries about it. It's like, wow, well, knows who I am now. So, oh well, okay. So I might as well learn how to talk to a camera. And the best bit about YouTube is if you're struggling and you're shy, you're only talking to a lens, right? And
yeah,
then you'll get the feedback of. Now I know that it can also be quite mentally draining as well when you bang out a good video and you get like 10 views and you think, fuck, I put my heart and soul in that.
yeah,
And then you run some Drek through and it gets like, I don't know, 1,000 views and you're thinking, well, 1,000 people watched that pile of crap, but they didn't watch my good one. What's going on? And then you sit there staring at it going, oh, I don't know what I did wrong. And then you just realize it's actually YouTube's algorithm just playing silly buggers with you. So you just get used to it. So, I mean, if you look at my view rates, it goes up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's fine. Right? I'm not even worried anymore. And
yeah,
so it's like I'll put a video out. If it doesn't get the views, it doesn't get the views. I'll reference it later. The amount of my old videos that it's like the ghost of Coxey's past comes through, and I'm like, oh, fucking hell, I can't remember doing that one. And then there's a random comment, and then suddenly it explodes on YouTube because this old video is popular again. And then you're like, dude, I've got newer stuff that shows an even easier way of doing that now.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's really weird because I lost sleep over trying to get views and my subscribers up and everything. And one day I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna make the videos I want to make about what I want to talk about with people I want to talk with and for, and then maybe my kids and grandkids after I'm gone can go back and look at it and say, there he was.
The way I look at it, right, is that YouTube is designed to try and create stress on creators, right? Whether you're like cynical old fart like me, right, or whether you're young blood going through and you're trying to start out fresh and you say, I'm going to make all this YouTube money,
Yeah,
right? It's in tiers and in stages, right? So you've got no subscribers, new channel, good for you, right? We'll set you up, right? And then we'll give you some advice. And then the advice says, post a video. Good advice. So you post the video, all right? The video, you get no feedback apart from your analytics, right? There's nobody that sits there from YouTube team and says, do you know what? You did this wrong, you did this wrong, you did this wrong. It's just you, all right? And you're trying to figure out what people want to watch. And then suddenly you start seeing the subscribers come in. Now, this is where I think that the Lock Sport community does it really well, right? Because as soon as a new picking channel starts, right, it's, come on, lads, lasses, it's new picker, right? Jump in, let's give him a hand. Right, and you do as soon as you start doing a mass subscribe, the algorithm pushes their video to the tippity top because it's like, holy crap, he's just got 100 subscribers from a new channel in like an hour. His vids must be really good.
yeah,
So the algorithm puts out, and then that starts the actual. Well, I'm guessing the psychology of the picker going, ooh, somebody likes me, which is good because then they'll start posting more videos and they'll start actually growing and they'll start reaching out and they'll start understanding that there's different elements because the way I look at it is YouTube is like the show pony part of it. The actual real community is in the background where people are actually talking and discussing. Right? And so whether it be at Reddit, Facebook, or Discord, there's so many different little sub communities all hiding around,
yeah,
right? Like trolls under a rock, ready to spring out and provide help. But yeah, and then that's it. You got your 1,000, you got your 100 subscribers, and then it's the big drive because you saw that other people give giveaways, and then you think, oh shit, I've got to give some stuff away. You don't have to. There's no pressure. You don't have to give anything away. People are
yeah,
quite happy just watching your vids, and that's it. If you can give away something, give it away. But if you can't, don't put yourself in the fucking financial. You ain't gonna get any internet money for giving stuff away for free, dude. All
yeah,
right? You're just not. It doesn't happen like that. You'll get karma, right? Some good karma. Give something away for free, maybe, just maybe. right? You might get something back in return. I tried doing the whole pass around locks thing, and I realized very quickly that some people like to keep pass around locks, right, and put them in their collection. So maybe there's a couple of lock pickers there with a very large collection of pass around locks, right? Going, "Yeah, I got from here, and this I got from here." So I stopped doing pass around locks, um, and I think that's everyone knows who the last person was who had it, right? But they don't try and say, "Oh, by the way, don't give it to XYZ because they keep stuff." Right? It's just one of those, right? Okay, in my little black box, yeah, that person's not getting anything from me again,
Yeah.
and that's it. And it just went slowly, right? And then all of a sudden, someone's like, "Ah, I didn't go anything anymore," and then they disappear out of the woodwork. And so it's kind of good. I mean, unlike other communities, Lock Sport is more inclusive. Right, we definitely are a diverse and eclectic mix of
Oh
nutbags.
yeah.
Right, but at the same time, we're also very welcoming. Right, and we
Yeah.
will give tips out for free. We don't charge for our tips and stuff like that. So if you look at, like, say, for example, remote controls or drones, right, anything like that. Nope, can't tell you how I did that. Oh, brilliant. Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
finding that out right now because I'm getting into that.
Imagine it's perfect, right, as an example of this, right? For what I know is mine, and if you want me to tell you, you have to pay me. And it's like, hang on, right?
Yeah.
You found out by reading the book. Could you just tell me which book you read, and I'll read it as well? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? There's an old adage: if you want to keep something secret, put it in a book because nobody reads them. So,
Right. But
I
it's
mean,
so true. It's so true. I'm getting into drones now because I I've been retired for a few years now because I was in an accident. Obviously, you catch me stuttering and losing my train of thought and stuff from the accident. But with the way our country's going right now, the inflation, man, I can't afford anything on my go, government check, and so I thought maybe I could something I could do that is less taxing on me is learn how to fly a drone and do it for real estate companies and things like that. And all I got to do is just go to the place, take video, and put it down. And I'm used to lock sport. I go and ask people on forums and Facebook and stuff like that. They're like, oh, they blow you right off. But this community is great, man. If you got a problem with a lock, there's 30 people in line waiting to tell you how to do it.
like, oh, I did it this way. Oh, it was
Yeah,
this, and it was really good. And you're like, all right, brilliant, thanks.
yeah,
And then they go, watch this video, watch this video, watch this video, watch this video. And you're like, all right, nice.
yeah.
And
It's
then the
almost
drone people are,
information overload.
yeah. I mean, we've definitely got that right, I think,
Yep.
um, as a community. And I feel that if it wasn't such a warm welcome for a professional idiot like myself, I don't think I would be quite as caring and sharing as I am to others. And I feel that once you give, it's going to sound corny as fuck this, right? But you receive the love, so spread the love, right? And you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, I got some niceties. Here's some niceties back. Right, that's it. And we are quite a friendly bunch.
Yeah.
I mean, we are all nuts, but
Oh,
yeah.
we're out of our minds. Out of our minds. But you're
And
exactly right. We're welcoming. I came from a background of hate and um uh, just bad people, and I spent most of my life just with all this hate built up inside and judging everybody and everything to protect myself. And one day I hit rock bottom, and the people I hated or thought I hated were the ones that helped me, and I had an epiphany uh, that we're all here on the same rock. We gotta come together and learn from each other and build and grow as much as we can. And That's why I make videos too, because a lot of people are hurting out there and are at excuse me, at the bottom and think there's nowhere else to go. There's somewhere to go. You can come here. We don't even care if you pick locks. We'll talk to you. We'll hang out with you. Come hang
Yeah.
out. Let us show our collection or the newest thing we just picked, and then tell us about yourself. That's what I love about this.
I mean, as daft as it sounds, right? I'm pretty sure that most of my subscribers are only subscribing to me to make sure that is this the one that he gets stuck in? I'm pretty sure.
Am I gonna watch?
It's just like, damn it, he got out again.
Yeah.
Like, how do you think he posted it?
How how many handcuffs do you think you've collected over the years?
So I think I'm coming close to just over 600. They've started to spread, much to Mrs. Coxey's disappointment. So I had 30 of my high-end sets in the house, and they're no longer in the house anymore. They're down here. So she wasn't happy with them, so then they come down through. But yeah, I'm happy where my collection is. I've got a few unicorns that I want to catch. So things that I've got everything that I want, even the newest ones. So like the Hulk cuffs, they were brand new, right? And the only reason I had to get a set was because they claimed that no one can get out of them. And it's like, well, you can't make a claim like that, because that's just like literally baiting me to have a go.
Yep.
So, and I got them, and I was out of them within 10 minutes of me even having them. So it's not. I think going forward, I will probably only get new cuffs if they're appealing to me or if there's a major change. So, like the difference between a 700C and a 750C was quite a massive change. And I love the 750C, and I highly recommend that anyone that's trying to learn handcuffs gets a 750C as a tiny, tiny bit of security, because the keyway is so restricted.
Yeah.
So it forces you to think outside of the box, and how can I do this with what limited tools I've got? Because as soon as you start going, I'll just use a thinner pick, suddenly you haven't got the leverage you need to action the lock. The beginner cuff of all beginner cuffs is ASP Sentry, the first generation. I have to be quite specific on that one, because they have fixed stuff, and that's why I've been happily reveal you can actually open them up with no tools. I was put in an awkward spot, really, because I discovered that you could open them without any tools, and then I thought, shit, law enforcement are using these. Crap. So, I need to probably not shout out as top of the rooftops just yet. So I'll be waiting. And then Gen 3 came along, and I can confirm that they have fixed the defect.
Yeah.
I say defect. It's not really a defect. Hold the phone, right?
Yeah.
And I'll show you what the problem is.
Yeah.
So there we go. Right. Because not many people take things apart these days, apart from when they're gutting locks. And gutting a handcuff is quite difficult. But here we have the ASP Sentry first generation. Right, and that's its mechanism. It's quite crude.
Yeah.
Right? You can see you've got the double lock bar at the bottom, the pawl on the top, and there's one little teeny tiny spring. I need a pointer. Good old Amazon pick. All right, this little tiny spring here, except it's wet as fuck. Right, it is so weak. Right,
Yeah.
that you can just push. Right, and I don't know if you can see this. Right, so I'll try and get it so you can see. Right, see how it's set now in this position here. Right, when we set the double lock, notice what happens.
Oh
You
yeah.
see that? It's actually stayed in place. So when the double lock is set, which it is now, when it's released, it bounces across. And it doesn't, because it's in that position now, this spring is not optimal. Right? And because it's not optimal, that means that you can
Exploit.
so like, that's quite interesting. But I discovered it and I wanted to know why it was doing it. So then I took a cuff apart and I did it very subtly. And as soon as I got the cuff mechanism out and I saw it, I went, ah, crap, that's what they've done. So I then sat on it even longer and then confirmed it with Gen 3. So yeah, and Gen 3, I've got to say to them, they've actually listened to Lockpickers at some point and they've done some security stuff. There is quite a bit of tweaking that has been occurring, but they've still missed some fucking obvious things,
Yeah.
as they always do. But yeah, and that's it. So that's ASP Sentry, right? It's the creme de la creme of some mistakes. But yeah, they were a cheap cuff, and that was the what ASP wanted to get in nice and cheap against Peerless and Smith and Wesson, right? And they came out with that. It's on point. It was cheap. It's cheerful. It's reliable. Works underwater, right? Which, if you're an escape artist, that's a fucking good move, right? So having a cuff that works reliably underwater, right? That's a good sales pitch, I think, for escape artists. And the fact that they've got this built-in no tool required to escape as well. It's the perfect cuff.
Yeah.
So,
That's,
but yeah,
I never thought about that. That you would have to take into consideration how well it works underwater. That's little nuances that of escapeology, you know?
Well, every cuff behaves differently underwater. It's strange, right? Smith and Wesson seem to be the most bitchy about it. Right? It's like they're scared of the stuff. Peerless, solid. That they will do exactly what you want them to do underwater. And ASP, they don't even know they're underwater. So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
all right, there you go. So you can shim out of those, no problems. But yeah, it's a weird thing to just go and say, oh yeah, this handcuff works underwater. Oh really?
Yeah. See, that's where I was talking about earlier. I'm a plethora of useless knowledge. That's going to stick in the back of my damaged brain here. I don't know how old I am or what year it is, but I'm going to remember that handcuffs react differently underwater, you know?
Well, you never know. It might come in handy
Yeah. Very
when
true.
you're on the next film.
Yeah.
Taken 4, The Lock Sporter's Delight.
Right.
Liam Neeson can't save you. You've got a lockpick. On you go.
Right. So out of those 600,
Yep.
what would you say are your top 5 in your collection, not your unicorns? Why?
So, I don't know, really. It's tricky. I know that the standard answer would be to say, oh, the Bean Giant. I actually found it easier to get a Bean Giant than I did my actual favourite handcuff, which is kind of weird. So, hang on. They're all in my little safe around here, so hang on.
Okay.
So this is the Bean Giant, and it is. They were in use in Boston a long time ago, right? And they were made famous by Houdini because he claimed that he was the only one that could escape them, and they're actually quite easy. But he used to wear them wrong, right, for the stage act.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so he used to wear them behind his back. This particular cuff, right, was designed to be worn forward, so it was to be worn on the front. But that's probably for a whole other YouTube video. My favourite cuff, right, which I've just dropped the key for, so I will have to get that because I can't pick this, which is why it's my favourite cuff.
Really?
Yeah, this is it's a fun story. This one, right? So, 2 designers get together, right? One of them's shit hot at drawing, the other one's shit hot at engineering, right? They come up with this amazing design, right?
Yeah.
They make it, right? It's absolutely phenomenal. They get a government contract. This is going great in the money now. Right, let's split it 50-50. Oh, fuck off, mate. I did 80% of the graft. I want this. No, I did this. So they start arguing over the pattern. Contract disappears. Cuff disappears into obscurity.
Oh,
An absolutely amazing piece of engineering that technically never left the warehouse. This is the gotcha. All right. It's brilliant in every single way. All right. The mechanism is shielded. Right. You can't get access to it. It uses a ratchet wheel, so you can't shim it. Right. It's so silky smooth. Right. The key has moving parts inside it. So they
got
move to go and
interactive?
grip.
wow.
Right. So hang on. Right. And then the torque that is required to actually action this is phenomenal. Right. And that's not because it's knackered. I actually have to turn quite with some force. Right. And that's with the key and a large bow. Right. The large bow is to make it easy to turn. These things, right, are not only a unicorn, but they're like rocking horse shit. Right. In fact, you're more likely to catch a haggis than you are to catch a set of gotchas. Right. They are an amazing cuff. And I was so happy when I found a set. But yeah, and no, I can't pick them. They are right without me being destructive on it. Right, because I'm not taking these apart. Because I don't know if I'll ever find another set.
Right?
Yeah, they're great. And what's even better is I managed to find my set in a actual
Case.
to be worn on your waist kit. So I was like, oh.
Man,
So yeah, something that never left the factory floor, allegedly. Right, I've got one. So yeah, I'm really happy.
man,
That was 2.
we need to get
And you
that.
asked for 5.
Yeah.
Right, so it's not a real handcuff, but pretty damn close. Right, so it's this one. All right. Let me see if I can find the keys because that's quite crucial. I always say, don't put anything on unless you've got the keys handy. Let's find that. There we go. Look at this. There we go. We got some keys. Right. Now, this particular model is, it was mentioned in Handcuff Secrets. Houdini designed the cuff itself. Right. It's the Houdini bell arrest. Right. The idea was that if anyone tampered with the lock, a little bell would ring off. Right. And the guard would know that there was some skullduggery afoot.
Yeah.
Right. There was only one made because Houdini made it himself. So this is a replica made by Ian McCall. Right. And if I just stick the key in, right, hopefully you'll hear the bell. Can you hear it?
Barely, but yeah.
All right, I'll come closer. All right, so if we lock it up, all right, get the key. Oh. Just reset the damn thing. Okay.
Yeah.
You hear it?
Yep. Yeah, I hear it now. Interesting.
Yeah, that's now. As an escape artist, you think that's a nice little challenge. I'll do that. It's cool. I like it.
Yeah.
You got to try and escape without the ball going off. That's kind of fun. I like it. It's good. But yeah, it's a little lever lock inside, warded, with an action arm down to the bell. So if there's any tampering on the levers,
Yeah.
it'll go. Right? It's a super cool idea. Love it.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting.
So yeah, I've just seen the key to another one of my favorite cups. So hang on. All right, and it might give you a clue.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I've got to fight through some cups to get there. But bear with me.
You're having the same problem as I do. You got too many cuffs and locks and not enough wall space to present them. Wow. What?
So yeah,
Those are
And they're functional.
really. That is cool as shit.
Oh yeah. This is another Ian McCall replica, based off the movie Batman Forever.
That's what
Kind of
I
cool.
was wondering, and I didn't want to say it right off the bat and sound like an idiot, but because I like Batman out of the DC comics. Batman's one of my favorites. And
It's weird because they were only on screen for like, I don't know, 2 seconds, 5
Yep.
seconds. It's just like a quick pan over, and then all of a sudden, bang, we got a replica from a screenshot, which must have been off a VHS at the time or a DVD.
yeah,
So, oh, that's one of them. And so Ian's made one, and it's brilliant. I love it.
yeah, that was so cool. That I still remember that because, like you said, it's only like really quick. It's just like, and off
It's like, what?
on to the next scene.
Wow. You want another one, don't you? See, Deadlocks would be upset with me if I didn't show this particular. Right. So we all know about chubs, don't we?
Yeah.
That they are like super duper cool. So if we were to say that in the 1950s to 1960s, London was a bit of a wild area, right? And there was a family that was fighting with another family, right? But then eventually they said in the 60s that they were going to lift them and said, look, we can't keep doing this. So they took this well-known family that's had lots of films made out of it, and they all stung them on the same day. The problem is that one of the brothers could turn the standard handcuffs, which could take one of these, right, and just pull his hands out. Well, that's not good. We need something better. We need to have something secure so we can get these brothers to court.
Yeah.
We need a handcuff solely designed for escorting. Well, who do they know that knows locks? Well, Chubb did all the prison locks. So they said to Chubb, Chubb, what can you do? And he went, I've got this fucking padlock. It's really good. And then, well, no, we asked for a set of handcuffs. He went, I'll put a chain in between it. And so he did. You ended up
You gotta be shitting me.
with this. Right? This is the Chubb Escort, right? And it's fucking brutal. It's based on an Ava key set, right?
Oh, Ava. Those are one of my favorites.
Right. And it's a 3-position, right? So we'll go in 3 positions. There's 1, 2, 3, down in the end, and then you can lock it and remove the key. Right? Now, not obviously, some people could still get their hands out of that. So I went, don't worry, we'll put a bit of metal in there, be fine. So they made these little reducers that sit inside it. So that's fine. There are some very famous photos of the brothers wearing this particular style of gel jewelry, whilst they're visiting funerals and everything else. They're still in service now in the UK, which shows how effective they are. They're on the 4th generation. These are the 2nd. They're still not available for civilians, so they don't exist.
Wow.
At the same time, right, they're used everywhere in the prison service. They're absolutely fantastic, and there's some that are in the process of being repaired and updated to the Asset Haploid Protect. So like a build 5, as it were, which would be really nice to get hold of because they're like, these are shiny. But yeah, so I've got a set of Chubbs. Yeah, they're cool. I like them.
That's crazy.
And I can't get past them without cheating the lock first. So yeah, I can slip them, which is not the spirit of things. But the tool for doing that is a 2-handed tool. And I don't know if you noticed, right? But because it's a padlock, right, the keyway is on the outside of your wrist. So it then becomes incredibly challenging for you to get to. So yeah, it's cool. It also uses the old Hyatt swivel because they were very plentiful at the time. So Chubb just got a load of Hyatt swivels. So yeah, they're cool. Super duper.
That is so crazy. See, that's what I love about this sport and this community and the people in it. They're so knowledgeable and everything, and that's why I want to keep this series going too, is because I want to show off to everybody how talented, knowledgeable, and how this one little niche hobby sport, however you want to talk about it, expands off into so many different directions and has so many different skill sets. It's just astonishing to me.
And cuff number 5, right? I suppose. I like lightweight cuffs. All right. I've got a set of Hyatt lightweight cuffs, right, which truly are my more favorite than this set that I've got here. Right, but that's only because I can't find any record of them anywhere else, and I've only ever seen one other set, and that's in the museum. So, yes, are they more particular where they use that? I don't know. Right, so they could potentially be a prototype or not. But this set that I've got in my hand was used in active service, so therefore it just pips it because that means that people actually had this on their waist belt. And this is the American A105. All right, and it's super duper heavy. Right, you'll never ever be able to carry this. That's 100 grams. So I don't know what that is in freedom units, but fuck me, that's light. So a standard handcuff is about 180 to 250 grams, right? And this is 100, and that's including the key.
Wow.
So yeah, they are phenomenal, right? And I believe Not Too Dead has just managed to get a boxed set, The Jammy Bastard. So yeah,
Yeah,
there we are.
that's crazy. The different designs and thought and engineering put into it. They're fascinating.
They are some absolutely incredible designs. Right, I know one cuff that really COVID killed, right? And it's COVID's fault that it killed it. I don't know if we can say that. So we'll just say the mandemic, right? That destroyed it. I'm going to go and get it.
Yeah.
Right, it came from New Zealand. It's absolutely amazing. Right, the design that went into it is crazy. I have too many hidden over here. Trying to find it. It's a rigid cup, and I've got far too many rigids. Oh man! Nope. Right, I will find it. Please. What the fuck?
Oh, no problem. It's
Apologies. I will find it.
yeah, it's no big deal. You're preaching to the choir with this one because If I had to
Not
find
over there, is it?
something,
Nope. Hang on. I will find this bad boy.
and in fact,
Um,
I wanted to. Speaking of Not Too Dead, he sent me a pair of Viper Techs a year or so ago that I was using, and I was gonna bring them with me because I wanted to see if we could do a challenge, see if I could even come close to getting
oh,
them
can you
off.
get now?
And
All right.
I freaking forgot them at home, so that I
I could lend you a set. I'll send me on now.
But I would say too, with the handcuff part of lock sport and stuff, I think it's a not only is it um, a hobby and interesting, but it is also a useful um, skill to have. Especially, I try to show like my daughter and uh, women I'm dating at the time and things like that. So, because the trafficking is really big, and if they get put in, somebody grabs you and puts you in handcuffs, to be able to get out of them would be a good skill to have.
It's hot in my garage. Ignore the hair; it grows. I know what you mean. All right. Tactically, I would teach them more to get out of zip ties and duct tape.
Yep.
That's what I would say because it's easier to get hold of them.
Yep. That's I didn't bring up those ones because I was making it more about cuffs, but I do teach all three of those, the zip ties and duct tape.
It's quite amusing watching people online trying to show how to get out of zip ties, and duct tape. The amount of people that pre-cut the duct tape, right? It's why don't you just show it as it is?
Yeah.
You've still got teeth. You can still chew it,
Yeah.
right? Escaping is normally not very pretty. Right. Anyway, got sidetracked. So we'll go back to the story. So about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I think now, there was a time when we all had to stay at home, right? And during that time, a new handcuff came out in New Zealand. It was good, right? Absolutely fantastic. Really bad time to launch it. And it was called the F10. All right.
Oh wow.
And this particular handcuff is the maximum that you can have for your rigid, right? And they didn't have to do any designing on the handcuff because they did a deal with Smith & Wesson and they're using the Smith & Wesson M100 as the backbone of their cuff, right? The real clever shit happens in the handle. So this handcuff is designed to do this and be attached, right, on someone's waistband, right? Left hand have one side, right hand have the other side, right? Two officers can have two of these, right? I come up to you and suddenly I've got something called a come along. These were very popular around about the 1850 to still, right? You put this on someone and then you can control them with their wrist to come along. Come with me, sir. I want you to come this way, right? Either or, it doesn't matter. And the really cool thing is it didn't matter which way you connected the two together, right? And then if you wanted to lock it, you lock it via the center point there. Now, I guarantee you, if you had this bad boy stuck on you behind your back, you're not going to realize that it's not locked because you can't reach that button. Your hand is facing that way or it's facing that way. It can't get around there, right? I have pissed around with it a lot. And I can tell you that there is a minor weak point, not with the main keyway, but with the backup keyway on the rear, which I'm sure they would have ironed out on the second generation if it ever got through. But unfortunately, as with many things during that time of staying at home, these things, alas, poor Yorick, we'll never see them again.
Oh man, those are
So,
those are cool.
it's such a good idea. All right, absolutely phenomenal bits of kit.
I gotta get me a set somehow because those are just fascinating. As a
Yeah,
person,
I managed to get them courtesy of actually speaking to the directors of it. It was, yeah, it was good. Right, the S10 is literally S minus 10, right, and it's written out 10, not the number 10. You can still see them on LinkedIn as an active company, but they are not producing them. So there's a limited number of these, and I wish that I took him up on his offer and bought more at the time. So yeah, never mind. So, but this one's one of my. Ow, that's innovative.
yeah,
You see, cuffs. Not every single cuff's the same, is it?
no, there's a definite vast variety, and those I've spent time in cuffs and not for escaping them, you know, and to
Right.
have that, like you said, that come along with that, you got that on your wrist. That is going to be severely painful, and you are going to go wherever they want you to go.
Yep,
Yep.
I'm coming this way. Thank you. Please stop hurting me.
Yeah. Yep. You are going to comply.
What do you know about magnets?
Magnets, a lot.
Yeah.
I use them quite often when I'm fixing refrigerators. I use them for safes. I use them for I'm obsessed with magnets. I put them on everything and try to.
Cool.
Yeah.
So that is a handcuff key.
Nice.
All right. But only for one particular model of handcuff key. All right. It was a short run experiment by FN. All right. And they made this. It's a single lock handcuff. All right. And what they wanted was something nice and quick and cheerful that could go on. And they chose the lobster. I call it the lobster claw variety because it pinches down. It allows juveniles and adults to be incarcerated in the same cuff, right? Because that is a very small aperture,
Yeah.
right? What you would do is you would take your magnet, put your magnet on, and then you just lightly pull, and it opens up. And that's it.
Nice.
So it's a unique mechanism. There are a lot of them around, but some of them have had the magnets kept in like this, so the magnets are a little bit weak. You're not supposed to keep them in the mech because the mechanism needs to stay sprung, and having the magnet on it does kind of weaken them. But yeah, they're cool.
Yeah. Locks that have them interacted into them.
Herstal. So FN Herstal.
That's
I
cool.
believe they make weapons as well.
I'm gonna have to get some of those. I actually carry magnets that look just like that on my belt loop with my keys and stuff that are neodymium, and I don't know. I'm really
If you put a neodymium near that one, you'll kill the mech. All right, it's so sensitive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's actually easier to shim out of them than trying to introduce a magnet to try and get it through. But yeah, it's weird because the way that it's sprung, your neodymium will break the spring as it slams up.
Yeah.
So yeah, but you'd be out.
Yeah. Yeah, I try to integrate magnets into all kinds of stuff because I'm the other obsessive compulsive thing I'm into besides World War II lock picking and Harley Davidson is physics and quantum physics and thermodynamics and engineering and the sciences across the board. I'm absolutely fascinated with. I have piles of papers that I've wrote for theories that I've put together and stuff like that. So magnets I try to incorporate them into everything.
Magnets are fun.
Yeah.
Right. So I have a set of cuffs here that I'll show just to make Not Too Dead cry because he posted about his boxed ones. First generation American handcuff company, right? Before it changed its name from the American Munitions Company, which is there.
Oh,
right?
wow.
Made in the original factory, which was Chicago, Illinois. So, haha, I got these, you don't. Sorry, Not Too Dead.
Wow.
Just diving in the cupboard of love. I've got a few cuffs with serial number 1 on them.
Wow.
Which, not those ones. That's the DRM ones. There's only 50 of those ones. 50 of that. Still check. Serial number 1.
Wow.
So, a company down in Brazil, Algemas, Brazil, right?
Yeah.
Just started making handcuffs. I say just started. They were making them in Brazil. They just started exporting. That's probably the preferred term. And the first batch of their handcuffs were generic crap.
Mm-hmm.
The next were good, right? And this is serial number 1, right?
Wow.
Of they're all black. Let's just get the serial number up on screen. There we go. All right, so I got to focus. It's not going to focus, is it? Of course not. My phone's crap. Right. Serial number 1. Right. And these are awesome. And then all of a sudden they stopped exporting for a while. Right. And it was like really weird. And it turns out that they now make custom handcuffs for the Handcuff Warehouse. That's why they stopped exporting these models under the 1912 brand name. So Algemas Brazil now make the 1912 handcuffs for the Handcuff Warehouse, or otherwise known as Chicago.
Yeah.
So you got them.
I've noticed
one of the things. Go on.
Oh, I've noticed because another subset of things I do is build watches and fix watches and resurrect them from the dead and, collect them. I've noticed because Brazil is starting to come up as a country that's being known more for producing things than it has in the past.
It's invested heavily in its industry, right? And they're starting to. I would say that they are now doing what the Americans did in the 1880s, show ponying. Look what we can make.
Yep.
Right, and I think it's brilliant. So they are now becoming like a massive production hub,
Yep.
which is going to just help everything out away from the Chinese massive hub that it is. Right, so you'll be able to have the Brazilians take over. It's the same as when I was growing up, right? Because we used to have something called Jap Crap, which was all the Japanese stuff, and now you've got all the brands that everyone wants, all came from Japan.
Yeah.
Right, so it's literally. Right now, it's all made in China. Everyone's, China will break, right? But Brazil are now coming through in the same sort of tier as what China were doing first, which was making really good gear really cheaply. And so you're actually starting to see a lot of Brazilian-made stuff, which is good because it's variety, and I like variety.
Yeah,
Spice of life.
They're getting into producing things that are out that are not being produced anymore. Exactly, the Casio. I collect the original Casio G-Shocks, and they don't make the bezels anymore, and the bezels disintegrate. The bezel and the strap. The only place to get it is Brazil. And I'm arguing with Brazilians right now, and I think our language barrier is quite confusing. But I can't get these to the States without an extraordinary, tariff on it. The shipping is twice as much as the product itself. And I just think it's funny that now they're making cuffs down there and stuff like that. I think we need to start keeping an eye on Brazil.
They're going to overtake the States, right? Easy. They've been making cuffs now for 4 years. I can show you one of the sets that they made, which I think is fantastic. They made them to spec. Oh. So, obviously, I liaise quite heavily with the Doncaster Restraint Museum, and I told him about I've got these serial number ones, Nurney, and he went one better and got them to make bespoke handcuffs, 50 in number.
Green.
All right, all green. So it's just like, yep, okay.
Yeah,
I had to
mine's this one.
obviously
That green. I like it.
But we don't pay tariffs.
Yeah,
from Brazil to us. In fact, shipping from Brazil is way cheaper than me getting stuff from the States. So your shipping policies at the minute, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
y'all are
because
us. Kill it.
Why would we internationally order it from the States when we can get similar from Brazil cheaper?
Yeah, we've shot ourselves in the foot for pretty much since the beginning of the 60s, late 50s, and instead of being innovators and tech giants, we outsourced our biggest and most important thing is our innovation and design and quality.
I think a whole lot of the stuff at the minute, the way that the world is, right, is the political leaders that are in charge of the countries are all stuck about 15 years behind what everyone actually fucking wants.
Oh yeah, and are totally oblivious to what everybody wants.
They're like, oh, the minions will like this.
Yeah.
Hang on, fucking pop on. We fucking want this.
Yeah.
We want the biggest thing. I mean, I could put a tinfoil hat on right now, right? And right, so when I was growing up, the biggest TV you could get was 21-inch 4x3, right? And there was 5 channels. Now, right, the biggest TV you can get is how big's your fucking wall?
Yeah.
Right, and it's cheap. It's not expensive. It's cheaper to buy a TV that's stupid size than it is to buy a fridge. Right, which makes me think that they want us to sit in front of the TV, right, but not with 5 channels anymore, with 300 channels, right, and just sit and watch the TV and just be suckered in and not actually look at the world outside, right? Because TVs are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, right? And there's, I mean, I remember, like, we had to plan. Oh shit, this is on channel 1. I want to watch that one. What was on channel 3 at the time? I'll set the VCR up to record number 3 so we don't miss it.
Yeah.
Now it's just like, oh, I missed it. I'll just download it again.
Yeah. Or watch it on my phone. And it's funny you bring that up with the analogy of the TV, because I fix appliances. They're putting TVs in refrigerators now that you walk up to it, it's playing a freaking commercial, and it tells you your milk's low. I'm going to order it on Amazon. And, it's like, what the? You hit the nail right on the head with that.
The only thing my fridge does is tell me when the fucking door's left open and it beeps at me.
Yeah. Yeah,
All right, oh shit,
it's unreal. And I agree with you 100%. It is they want to keep us less intelligent, uh, consuming, just consume, consume, consume. That's whoever put this plan in place. I have my theories, but they know how to dumb down a society, and they know that flashy, shiny stuff and status is a real large factor in the human condition, you know? And we've
right.
fallen into the trap.
So, stick with TVs and stick with me. All right, you're saying about dumbing down. We had the Discovery Channel. The Discovery Channel was all about nature, right, and everything,
Mm-hmm.
right? Absolutely fantastic. When 4K came out, we had all these beautiful bits of turtles swimming through waters, right? And I'm thinking, wow, that's fucking amazeballs. We're seeing the world, right? We've never seen it like this before. We haven't looked out the window. But they then came out with some other channels, the History Channel. You think to yourself, that's going to be something that's right up my street.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turns out it's got this long-haired nutter that's talking about aliens and how that they built the pyramids.
Yeah.
Like, are you sure that's right?
And what
Hang on.
is your proof of, theory here to prove it? Because I can't figure out how they
I
did.
was just like, you know, so he goes, I don't know how they did it, so it was aliens.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Right? That's a thesis and a half, that one.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, let me just put that one down on the old paper board for the exams.
And the bad thing
Brilliant.
is, I watch it it draws me. I fall hook, line, and sinker for the propaganda, the psyop of all of it, because I'm like, I watch it just to make fun of them, or I watch it just to see how
See what the
theory.
next outlandish claim is.
Yeah.
But the real thing that I find fantastic, right, is that Egypt, right, as a whole civilization, had been around that long that they had their own archaeologists. Right, that's phenomenal. Right,
Yeah.
that even they had forgotten what the fuck they'd done. So they
Yeah.
could go and dig it up and go and confirm. So it's like, what did we do that for? I don't know. It was a couple of centuries ago. Let's go and find out.
Right. Yeah. This world is a crazy place, and uh, I don't fit into it anymore, and I don't want to, but that's why I'm doing this show, because I try not to I try not to I try to make it about lock picking and personal um connection between real people, so that people will watch this and not watch reality TV, the uh stars and movie stars and all that, because they are so separated from us, but people follow them like the second coming of Christ, you know?
So, right, I find this hilarious. Right, that you bring that up, that people follow them. Right, so on TV, how do you record a two-way phone call? Right. Well, in days of old, they used to put an adapter on the end of the phone, and they used to be able to listen to it that way. Modern day, just put it on speaker.
Yeah.
Right. So you've got the Kardashians and all that having their conversations on speaker. So everyone wants to be fashionable now and has their phone call on speaker.
Oh, that drives me nuts.
No. Right. Stick the thing that they designed called a microphone close to your mouth and the earpiece next to your ear. You'd never guess what? It's a lot more effective as a telephone. Right.
Yeah. Because I don't care that you ran out of milk at home and your wife's mad at you, and you got to say it. Well, I'm going to buy a house right now.
I'm walking down the street.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
People are looking at me, and I don't understand why they got to look at me. You know, I'm just minding my own business here. You know.
Yeah, and then the old adage of, "Can I help you?" Well, no, I was just wondering why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah,
Confused. I'm old.
absolutely. But I think we've gotten away from connecting as human beings, and people think they're connecting with famous people that um, don't even have the same mindset and aren't in. They don't. I don't think people realize that these paid actors, that everything they say and do, they're getting paid for by an agenda, you know? So
Yeah,
why would you trust or watch anything they do, because they're paid to deceive you, you know? That's their job.
it's literally in their title, actor.
Yeah. And I think it's way more interesting to have this discussion here with you and me, you know. We went the whole gambit of interesting topics and discussion and things like that, and we actually learned things, you know. People will learn things from our discussion right here. They'll learn about cuffs, maybe get them interested in that, or you know, instead of just being I got to get those pants because whatever
Wait,
singer.
you can get this shirt if you want this on Temu.
Yeah. But I just think it's important, and I I've thoroughly enjoyed this. We got to definitely do a live one. I think we should set that up, and we can do some escapes. I can try to keep up, but and just have a good old time. I think that would be fun because
Well, I did a live with Not Too Dead and Stu, and it started off with, so I wasn't really sure how it was going to work out. And I'm quite happy. I'm fluid. I'll just flick between the two, and it ended up with a quick escape. And then they said, right, show us more cuffs. Show us more cuffs. I was like, all right, okay. So I just ended up being, I've got this one. I've got this one.
yeah, yeah, it is.
So I mean, I haven't even brought gold cuffs yet. I've got gold cuffs. I've got brass cuffs. I've got copper cuffs. I mean, I've got this one. There's one of 12 of these. So it's just like,
That is. Those got to be painful, hanging on your
um.
wrists.
Well, so this particular set, right, was made right by an escape artist in the UK,
Yeah,
and his name, yeah, no. I've actually met him as well, which is really embarrassing. I can't think of his name right now. I'm having a brain fart. Um, Jansen, Nick Jansen. There we go. Right, and he is the most handcuffed man in the world. Right, it's recorded on Guinness, and nobody is allowed to attempt that record again. So yeah, the most handcuffed man in the world. He's a really, really nice guy. But he came up with this right as a challenge to escape artists at the time. And it's a four-lever lock, genuine four-lever lock. Right, your hands go in here, and the idea is can you reach in and pick? And if you can do it forwards, then can you do it backwards, right? Through artistry or whatever else you need to do to escape. And I'm pleased to say that I can do it both ways. Snigger, all right, get your heads out the gutter. Right? But this particular thing, he only made 12 of them because at the time that's all he could afford. So brilliant. And there is a initial underneath. Right, so if we open it up like so, under there, right, to confirm that it's one of the original ones, it's NJ. I don't know if you can see that. See, the problem is with me using a potato phone, right, is that you're not going to see all of the engravings.
yeah.
But if I just do that,
Well,
maybe
there
you
it
can
is.
see there's a marking.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, NJ. Now, part of me has thought to myself, I wonder if, should I clean this up? Should I polish it? Should I make it back to its former glory? And at the same time, I'm also thinking, no,
yeah.
because
It tells a story.
there's only 12, there's only 12 of them, and I've managed to get hold of one. So yeah, It's unique. I tell you what, it is quite heavy when you're wearing it. The way that your hands are positioned, right, is not the most comfortable. Because you are literally kissing wrists. Any restraint that makes me kiss wrists, I'm a little bit more uncomfortable with. Mainly because of you lose, because you naturally want to try and spread your shoulders.
Yeah.
When you're there and you try and spread your shoulders, it puts an extra strain on the backbone there.
Yeah.
But they are good. They're good fun, right? As long as you know what you're letting yourself in for when you put them on. But again, we're back to keys. Make sure you got a key around your neck.
Yeah.
Safety first.
Exactly. What and I forgot to ask it in the interview part. Do you have a go-to comfort key or pick for when you're, practicing?
So if I'm having an absolute shitter with a set of cuffs, I think it's Peerless 750C. Oh no, actually no, I lie. I'm a liar. Bad man. I'm gonna be it. I know exactly which cuffs I go for. Right. There's two reasons. One, they're lightweight, and the other one is they're green. So if I'm having an absolute shitter and I can't get out of cuffs, I go and pick up these bad boys, right? Because the green makes them stand out on the camera, so that's half the battle.
Yeah.
And there's 750Cs. They're lightweight, so they don't put any extra weight on my hands. So I've got freedom of movement. They're exactly the same spec size as 750Cs, which got my baby blues, right? So they're exactly the same size, but these ones are so much lighter. So these are about 100. These ones are about 220, right? And when you're struggling to get an angle, right, you're trying to think, how do I do it? Having something with no weight on your wrist does make it a lot easier. That sounds stupid, but that's it. And these ones I like because there's a feel-good factor. If I can find a paper clip. I've got a box of them somewhere. I know I have. I've always got paper clips somewhere. Right, so a paper clip. We'll find the other box later. Oh, it's over there. You just make an L. Right, so there's an L shape. Right, because all these people say you need to make really complicated bends. Nah, bollocks. Right, one of them. Right, and you just shove it down into a little tiny gap like that.
Mm-hmm.
Push down on the paper clip, push down on the bow. 3, 2, 1, and you're done. And that's it. So it's a feel-good cuff. And Bill has spent a lot of money on the security on this. A lot of money.
Wow.
It makes me happy. I go, I
Yeah.
did it with a paper clip.
Yeah.
And it reminds me that there's always something they miss. Always something.
Yep.
Always something they miss.
And that's another thing I love about it too is coming up with ways to defeat something. I walk around all day. I'll go out. I'll go shopping and whatever. I look at every door, every lock, every padlock that's padlocking something up, and I go, I can get into that. I could get into that. It's I don't know. I get a kick out of it.
I mean, I love using. So if I find something that's insecure that hasn't been posted all over YouTube yet, I'll quite happily show it. Right. But the tools I use aren't my favorite picks. I'll always use the cheap ones, the ones that everyone can pick up.
Yeah.
So I very often I use the Covert Instruments one. I'm not a fan of their kit, right? But I know that that's what most pickers have got. Or I'll use these ones, the blue handled, because I know that everyone can get hold of these. They're cheap, they're cheerful, and I've proved that you don't need to use your multi picks or whatever custom picks you've made.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean,
I started a series of uh, taking, cheap Chinese sets or whatever you get on Amazon and cleaning them up and making them usable, and so you can get into this without,
they
buying.
are usable out of the box.
Yeah.
They are usable out of the box. And that's the thing that a lot of people just poo-poo them straight away and say, "Oh no, they're crap." Like, no, they're crap against a Medico, right?
Yeah.
Or they're crap against an Asa Abloy,
Yeah.
right? Right? But against a Master Lock, yeah, they get the fucking job done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all about the basics. It's when you're first starting out, you don't want to go and spunk 150 quid on 4 picks,
Yeah.
right? You want to spend 15 quid and then have a lot of different types of locks.
Yeah.
And you literally, let's be honest, when everyone starts lockpicking, they're not buying the expensive padlocks. They're not going and buying the historic Squires or the really expensive Jubs. They're going down to like their cheap and cheerful pound shop or dollar store in yours, right? The hardware shop. And they're going on there and going, right, there's a brass one, right? And there's one that's silver. They're 2 different locks. Oh, that one's got a code wheel on it. That's a 3rd type of lock.
Yeah.
What else is there? And that's it. So they go, oh, well, there's a really big one. And the really big one is like a 50 mil laminated padlock.
Yeah.
And that's where everyone starts. They start with what I would call the basics. So why do you need to hit it with a £200 set from Multipick, right?
Yeah.
When you can just go and hit it with a set of crap ones from Amazon,
Yeah.
right?
You don't
And you
need
still
that.
get the same satisfaction. You pop in locks, you get that thrill of, yep, done it, nailed it.
Yeah.
Right, moving on. And then all of a sudden you'll reach a point where your budget increases because you're suddenly going on to higher end locks, right? Or, right, you realize that you've reached a point where your picks can't do it. But then you think to yourself, do I spend the money or do I follow like Lock Noob did? Lock Noob did a whole series of how to polish them and sand them and do everything else to them. By that point, you're well invested. And so you're thinking to yourself, well, it's a fiver for a set of files, right? 150 quid for a set of lockpicks. And then you've got the educated choice then. Do you spend it on the lockpicks that are already done for you, or do you start doing it yourself? And one of the cool things about doing it yourself is you're learning, right?
Mhm.
You're using your hands, right? And you're actually doing stuff, right? Whereas if you just buy it off the shelf, you've got no one to complain at against yourself. Whereas
Yeah.
if you fuck up the making of the filing, you can just sit and have an argument with yourself and go, well, I fucked that one up, right? Or you can end up with some really happy accidents,
Yeah.
right? And go, ooh, an extra ripple in there. That one worked really well.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It is
So,
great. And I like when people get into lock picking and they get into the making. Holy shit, that's a big dog. That got off my train of thought. I didn't know there was a Great Dane over there. And make their own picks and stuff. I like to hit them up and be like, I'll give you some money if you make me a pick, because it's like history and stuff like that, and people's first things, and
yeah, I make a lot of my own wire picks, but I'm in England. We have a lot of lever locks.
yeah,
So, right, and lever locks pretty much is what excites me more on the lock picking side of things because I'm going to say it, the Americans, you don't have them. So if I find a nice lever lock, right,
didn't even
it's
argue.
kind of a hey, you ain't got this, right?
Yeah.
So and if I was to give a lever lock to most American pickers, you'd all go, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah. What do you do with it?
And we were like, "No, it's all right." So it's like a lot of people start their lever lock picking journey with Squire 660,
Yeah.
right? And Americans go hell to leather, making bespoke tools and like really intricate and everything else. Squire 660, you just shove something down the shackle and then just fucking hit and hope up the thing, and you get it done. Right? They're not a complicated lever lock. Right? So
Also,
it's
for here, they're space age. Did you get this from the aliens? You know?
yeah, I just need a really big hair. Aliens, right? But no, it's the Squire locks that no, they're good. They've got a multitude of attack vectors, right? Which is what I think is the more interesting bit. But people dive straight into the more professional tool making going through. I mean, Nigby makes an absolutely fantastic
I know.
lockpicking set,
I want his
right?
set so bad.
And can't fault it, but it's absolutely fucking lovely, right? But the thing is that it detracts from the fact that he's taken his experience and made it into this bit of kit. And suddenly you've got this bit of kit that everyone's fucking hankering for. So I fucking want this because this is the nuts. Why didn't you follow what Nigby did and did his journey, right? And how he was able to figure out, oh, this is the best way of doing it.
Uh-huh.
And then you can start seeing the process and how the tools actually take shape.
Yeah.
It's weird. I mean, Bosnian Bill used to do that to some degree. He used to. I mean, there was a lot of controversy on some of his things that he did, especially with safes. And a lot of his code wheel videos, they all use the same convenient number, right? So it's sometimes you've got to understand it, but other times it's just like, I mean, like when they did so Bosnian Bill and Lockpick and Lawyer did this detainer pick.
Yeah.
Right. And then to Sparrows, groundbreaking, right? But it still needed tweaking.
Oh yeah.
You still couldn't take the shelf product, right, and make it just open locks. It would open the cheap Chinesian ones, right, but it wouldn't do the high end ones because you would go, here's my tool that I made, right, that wonderful catchphrase, and then blitz yet another disc potato, and you go, fuck me, that's fucking voodoo, right?
Yeah.
and you're sitting there with this Sparrows one, twiddling one, going, I ain't getting the same process that he's got.
Yeah.
And it turns out you just need to adjust it. And then once you've adjusted it and you've got it fine, right, you're like, now I can understand. But because you've adjusted it, you understand how the tool works. And then once you understand how the tool works, the process becomes a lot smoother.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of new pickers don't understand the process when they're starting to start with a shit set before you go with a posh set, right? The posh set is your money fucking bosh. Look at this, right? Fucking mace balls. Right, you don't need that. All right, a lot of people are more impressed if you're trying to pick a lock with a set of paper clips that have been gnarled in your teeth.
Yeah.
Right? They go, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Just
That's
check
a more skilled person in their thing that makes that. I collect the sets, but
Yeah.
if I'm actually in there picking and stuff, a lot of times I don't use my fancy sets and stuff. They sit on the shelf and I just want all of them like the Pokemon. But I use basic picks and stuff I've made. And like you said with the Sparrows tool, I bought 3 of them so I could grind down and and change it and make it my own. I use the one I did.
One that I've cobbled together is like, if I need a lockpick, I've got it in there, right? And that's mostly law lock tools. There's other ones. It's all my favorite profiles.
Yeah.
Right. And it's a clusterfuck because that's how my head works.
Yep. I got that. That's
right.
my carry bag right here that I got from Phantasm. So if anybody.
Yeah, I've been meaning to touch base with him because he does a cuff one as well, and I'm like, words. I'm after one of his cuff ones, but he said he hasn't got the materials, so we'll get round to it. This is the one that I take when I'm going out and about. So it's that magnetic pouch. I fucking love that. That's genius.
Yeah.
Right. Probably the best thing that Covert ever made, and I'm pretty sure, right, that it's from the brain of the not so civil engineer. Right? I'm pretty sure it's from him because it just reeks of his skill set. But yeah, right, and it's just got a set of picks in there that are ready to go, mostly with bypass stuff. But that's the one that sits in my pocket.
Yeah.
Then we've got. This was done by Andy Law when he was selling off all his Echo stuff, right?
Yeah.
You sold him off 40 quid. I didn't really want another set of picks. I wanted his pouch.
Yeah. That's the way I am with the Moki. I got a bunch of Moki, but I want that original case that he put out. but it's like $80 just for the case. I'm like, oh, but I really like it because I'm a case freak. I'm obsessed with the
Now,
case.
that's Andy's Pro set, right? And I'm scared to use them because it costs too much money. So they just click this.
Yeah, I got a couple
Oh,
of those. I got
and then
some law locks
I got
coming.
Multi-Pick gave me a set of the lock noob, and I've been trying to find a nice challenge to give them away. But again, I think these are too posh, especially for what I do.
I want that set so bad because I think that's a perfect, one of the more perfect to go in your back pocket wallet set, you know, because you got the dimple
Right.
flags.
Have it,
Yeah.
right? DM me your address and I'll post it out to you.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I've been trying to get that
No,
set since it came out.
no. Honestly, I've been trying to find a suitable challenge that would reflect it, but because it's not really my bag, I'm struggling to find a challenge that I could say, "Oh yeah, I'll give you a set of multi-picks if you do this." And like, no,
That
so yeah,
reminds,
sure.
that reminds me. Something I have a head injury, so I forget shit, and when it pops into my head, I got to get it out, or else I'm gonna forget it again. I had an idea for your the Shackleman Cuff Club there.
Yeah.
The Guinness Book of World Records. There's two ways to get in it. One, you beat somebody, or two, you come up with an idea that nobody's done before.
Yeah, okay, right. There are a few more
Yeah.
nitpicking bits, but yeah.
What if you got the whole Shackleman Cuff Club to go on YouTube at a certain time and all pick locks to get the group into the Guinness as like the most cuffs picked at one time on a live stream or something.
Right. So the problem with that is it was actually cross over two areas. So you'd have Escapology and live stream. So you'd have to consider how many people have done the same event on live stream before, which is a lot, right? A lot of people have done live stream at the same time. With escapes, number of simultaneous escapes is around about 110 at the minute. So yeah, it would be tricky.
Oh,
Not impossible,
yeah.
right? But yeah, I know what you're saying, right? So if the most people getting out of everyone would have to be in the same set of handcuffs as well. That would be a fucker, and everybody would have to have their handcuff verified, which would be a fucker.
Oh, yeah, I
Right? It
forgot
would
about
be
the
awkward,
verification.
but not. There would be so many things that Guinness would demand from it, and we'd probably have to have handcuff warehouse involved to send out serialized cuffs to people to not be opened and have a seal on them.
Yeah, I forgot about that, but it popped into my head the other day when we were talking about doing this interview, and I was like, how can, you know, I've always wanted to get in the Guinness Book of World Records for something, and
Do you want me to let you a secret?
yeah.
There's one that you can do. All right. Number of locks picked in a minute. It's currently sitting at 10.
10? I do more than that in practice.
I'm just saying.
Ooh, okay. I might get on to that. But I thought it would be
No.
cool to get your Shackleman Cuff Club out there and in the Guinness Book of World Records, because I think it's an important group and thing.
Yeah, I have been trying to look at the online world records. They're a little bit more relaxed with online stuff, as it were. So it would make more sense for us to go down the online world records rather than Guinness World Records, which tends to be more in person. and a public event, and you've got lots of adjudicators there and then. Whereas the online one, they'd be all over it because they say metaverse, right? Mass streaming, recording, right? That would be the avenue to go. But yeah, and don't forget, cone picking is technically picking a lock, so you could get a whole load of 140s in a line and just cone pick every single one. I'm not saying how to do the record, but that's how I do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like,
Not that I can send you the guidelines because I've actually got it in my Guinness account.
yeah, because I don't know.
Curious why I only did 10 in a minute.
Yeah,
So part of me thinks he wants to do more later on.
yeah, he wants to
I couldn't
come back.
find it either. Yeah, so he wants to be on the next Guinness World Record. I did 11, and I did 12. Good for you.
Yeah,
We'll give it to a lock sporter, and they'll smash out 15 before 30 seconds are gone.
yeah. They'll just demolish it, and they'll do it with like an American 1100 with security pins and shit.
Yeah. So the only caveat is they've all got to be brand new and sealed, which is why I thought 140 cone picking. You can have them all lined up, and then get them open there and then in front of it. So yeah.
Yeah, I always
It's free
wanted to
to
get
buy.
Yeah. Because I remember when I was a kid, we had, and I don't know if you guys had it over there, they had the Guinness Book of World Records TV show on like Sunday nights. You'd watch people go and try to break the thing.
Yeah,
So I was always
Roy, the old fucking trumpet player.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have. They go around and they see that if they did that TV show again, that'd be great because a lot of the planning that goes into the whole fucking Guinness record, they did it all brilliant, right? Whereas now, if I want to do a record, I have to plan it all, and unfortunately, I'm having a bit of a fucking shitter with Guinness. So they turned down my last record attempt, which put a bit of a bad taste in my mouth because there's some poncy prick that did it with a set of bridge jumpers. Minor point, right? Just don't let my rage get involved.
Yeah.
So it's, I mean, Guinness is good in one side, and then you watch some of the records and you think, well, that fucker cheated. And how was he able to cheat? And I fucking got told off because I didn't hand them over individually, you fucking bastards.
Yeah.
Whereas I actually did it for funsies. Yeah, so you do feel a little bit bitter and twisted, especially when you do all the planning. But
Yeah, because it's a lot of work. And not only in practice and doing whatever you're doing to break it, but to follow their rules and to do it. And it's a lot. And
pain in the ass.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with that. I think it's I feel insignificant in the world. I always felt that way, and I wanted to leave something behind because you read all these books about like Alexander the Great and all these people who innovated, changed the world, and things like that, and I don't know that I'll ever be able to do something that will be, like that. And I feel like, what is it worth? What am I here for then,
All right. I'll help you out here then. Go to GuinnessWorldRecords.com, right? Sign up for an account and apply for that fucking most locks picked, right? There's the hard part. I'll help you with the planning. I'll help you with any of the fucking adjudicating stuff that you need. Any of the admin, I'll help you. Don't give a shit. All right, it'll all be good. Right, and then that's it. And then all you need to do is find a public place, so a pub. Right, you need to find 2 timekeepers. That ain't hard. Right, anyone that's been to a sports day with their kid classed as a timekeeper. Right, so there's your timekeepers. Right, and then you need an independent witness. That's going to be someone that's not related to you, nowhere else. Landlord of the pub, perfect. Right, they're going to see all the seals and everything else, and that's it. And all you got to do is do it on the day. One hit, one done.
Yeah, maybe I think I'm going to try that. I think I'm going to sit down and get it and I know it's self-serving and stuff like that, you know, but I didn't accomplish a lot in life, you know. I
No, but the thing is if you break the record, right, and you have that record, you are a Guinness World Record holder for life, right, between certain dates.
between certain. Oh well, obviously your life, right?
Yeah, no. So if my records get broken, I am a Guinness World Record holder, right, up to the date it was broken.
Oh yeah.
So I can still say I'm a Guinness World Record holder because I technically am,
Yeah.
and that's it. And you'll see a lot of people with records that have been broken, right? Because they can state that they were a Guinness World Record holder between that time scale. A lot of performers use this as advertising. So they can say they're a Guinness World Record holder. Come and see me do something amazing, right? I feel it's a bit strange that they have to say that they're a Guinness World Record holder when they're no longer the record holder.
Yeah.
But it's used in, I suppose it's psychology, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's psychology. It's maybe a grandioso personality type, I guess. I don't know. Maybe they didn't get enough hugs, so they gotta, you know. My,
Oh, thanks, mate. I've got records. I didn't get enough hugs, obviously.
yeah, I struggle with it myself. I'm like, why do I want my name somewhere so bad, you know? And you know, I try to go through the psychology of it, but you know, after being retired now and struggling through life and having epiphanies to what it really is all about and everything, I just want something left that says I was here and accomplished something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want a record on, say, something like collecting, right?
Yeah,
Because that, in my head, is buying a record because you can just keep collecting.
yeah,
Right? Or suddenly you got the most expensive Pokemon card, so therefore you've got a Guinness World Record. That just means you got too much money.
yeah,
There was no skill involved in that. That was just a random purchase.
yeah, exactly. Those, I don't count those. I take it. You have to do something that takes some talent, practice, and sacrifice, you know?
A niche skill,
Yeah. That,
like the chap that was trying to break coconuts with his head.
yeah. That,
Whatever made him discover that he could do it, right? Fine.
yeah. How would,
Yeah.
what, I'd like to ask that guy. Do you remember the point when you were like, I think I could break this with my head and tried, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna, you know? Because I don't know, I've been smacked in the head. I know what damage it caused, and I boxed and everything. I'm gonna have uh, Alzheimer's or the other one. It's not if, it's when, because I've had so much damage to my head. What would possess somebody to do that? You know?
Maybe they were on holiday and they tripped, and then as they tripped, they hit a coconut.
Yeah,
Ah, wonder if there's a record.
yeah. Wonder if I can do this. I ain't got nothing else going on in my life. I might as well do that, you know?
I didn't fancy remembering math anyway, so let's go and hit some stuff.
Yeah. But I've thoroughly enjoyed this. I'm going to have to hop off here. I have my battery's going dead and it's about to rain. And if I go inside, we ain't going to be able to hear anything. But I've thoroughly
That's
enjoyed
fine.
this. And we'll definitely have to get together and do a live show because I, I like to do wild and crazy stuff out there and do some picking and add some pizzazz to it. And I think we could come up with a pretty good live extravaganza and be pretty cool. And I'm so happy you agreed to do this interview, because I think you're up there with you know, the lock picking lawyer and all those guys, and Lock Noob.
I'm just a short fat fucker. Get out of cuffs, mate.
Yeah, but you know, you bring a feel to the community and a personality to it that engages people to come in and brings people in and holds their attention to say that, you know, this is an awesome community, this is an awesome pastime, and there's good people in there, and you just have that energy that gives it out. And to me, that's a one of the very important factors of this whole thing, you know.
Thank you much.
But yeah, it's been a joy. We'll definitely do it again. I'll send you that stuff, and thank you so much again for it. And let's plan something. We'll get together and plan something. And
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm mostly available at weekends, as daft as it sounds.
yeah, that's perfectly fine, because I'm available whenever, you know, unless I'm doing a little side job to try to make a little extra cash, you know, because I can only do so much. So, and you don't have to worry about doing it late at night for you, because I don't sleep very much, so I'm
Neither do I, mate. So don't worry. It's 10 to midnight for me. I'm going to be staying up for about another hour, and then I'll be going to bed.
yeah.
I'm up at 6.
It's funny how
So,
how we all have in this community all have a lot of the same attributes and ticks, and a lot of us don't sleep. We're always going, and thinking of other things. I think that's fascinating, but I'll hop off here, or else I'll keep going and going. But
you want to ask Deadlocks about how many projects I have on the go? I hop from project. I'm so easily distracted. I'm trying to get one done, not to dead, and it's like I've done half of it, so I'll do the other half later, and then I fucking stumped back onto a bloody bean giant again. So yeah.
You reminded me of one of my projects I've been working on for like a year now, and I keep getting distracted from it. Is the lever lock stuff. I got a bunch of stuff I ordered to make my own, and Chinese to, you know, picks
Yeah.
I can modify and all that. I got to get into that, because I really want to get into lever locks. And
Well, if you stop recording, right, I'll show you what I've done.
okay,
Right.
hold on. Let me